Chapter 19. The System Awakens. The facility shook again, harder this time. The vibration rolled through the floor like a distant earthquake, strong enough to rattle the metal console and send a cascade of loose tools clattering across its surface. Overhead lights buzzed and flickered, casting the chamber into shuddering blue shadows. Somewhere above them, a deep metallic groan echoed through the ventilation shafts. Maya grabbed the edge of the console, her knuckles white. That's definitely not normal. No, Vance said, already moving to the main display. His fingers flew across the console. It's accelerating. Adrian braced himself against the wall as the tremors faded. Accelerating what? Before Vance could answer, the main screen flipped automatically. The orbital object filled the display, now no longer a distant speck. It loomed massive against the black of space. Its layered surface fully illuminated. Glowing veins of energy pulsed across its hull in an intricate pattern. Sharp angles connected by flowing curves that shifted and reconfigured every few seconds. The light wasn't steady. It throbbed like a heartbeat, each pulse sending faint ripples through the vacuum around it. Maya stepped closer, her breath catching. That thing looks alive. Adrian moved beside her. Same patterns as the structure. Vance tapped a command, and smaller insert screens popped up around the main image. Live seismic feeds from across the globe. Watch. The first site lit up in Antarctica, deep beneath the ice shelf. A circular structure buried a mile down flashed brilliant white on the screen. Energy readings spiked into the red. Cracked spider webbed through the surrounding ice, visible even through satellite imagery. Primary node, Vance said, online. The Gobi Desert was next. Satellite thermal showed a massive geometric shape emerging from the dunes. Sand cascading off smooth curves of blue energy veins ignited along its surface. Dust clouds billowed outwards, caught by high-altitude winds. Maya pointed. That's huge. Each one's a city block scale, Vance confirmed. Adrian's eyes flicked across the screens at more sites activated in sequence. Under the Himalayas, a mountain shuddered in intense light-pierced solid rock. Off the Mariana Trench, ocean sensors picked up a glowing structure rising from the seafloor. Bioluminescent creatures scattering in a panic. Beneath Sao Paulo, urban seismic stations screamed warnings as subway lines trembled above a buried complex, lighting up like a Christmas tree. They're all turning on, Maya said. Her voice was tight. The screens multiplied. 37 sites now, and 48, then 62. A global constellation blinking to life, each one pulsing in perfect syncs with the normal orbital object above. Adrian leaned closer to the central display. It's not random. No, Vance said. He pulled a connecting overlay. Thin white lines snapped into place between the sites, forming a massive geometrical web that spanned continents and oceans. Perfectly symmetrical. Mathematically precise. Maya's breath hitched. That's everywhere. Departure infrastructure, Vance said flatly. Adrian stared at the grid. Like what? Portals? Extraction points, Vance corrected. The orbital object coordinates. The ground network powers. Maya grabbed his arm. Extraction of what? Vance didn't look away from the screens. Everything that responds to the call. The chamber lights flickered again, harder this time. Somewhere deep below, machinery cycled up with a sound like tearing steel. The structure in front of them pulsed brighter, its central symbol glowing steady now. Adrian turned from the screens. We need to... The facility alarm screamed. Red emergency lights snapped on, bathing everything in bloody glow. Consoles flashed urgent warnings. Multiple feeds showed surface chaos. People worldwide were stumbling, clutching their heads, walking trance-like towards the next station's activity site. Maya spun towards Vance. Shut it down! Vance's hand worked the console frantically. Override codes are failing. The network is rewriting its security protocols. Rewriting them? Adrian asked. It's taking control, Vance said through gritted teeth. Maya pointed at the main screen. The orbital object has changed configuration, energy veins covering at its center, forming a single massive symbol identical to the one where the structure is below. Adrian stared at it, recognition hitting hard. That's from the vision. Maya turned to him. What does it mean? He shook his head. I don't know, but it's the same as the figure I showed me. Vance slammed a fist on the console. Surface teams were reporting civilization movement. Thousands headed to the site. Some sites already have crowds. People are feeling the pull, Adrian said quietly. Maya grabbed her sleeve. We have to warn them. Vance shook his head. Communication blackout. The network's jamming all of the frequencies. The structure pulsed again. A deep subsonic boom rolled through a chamber floor. Loose equipment vibrating off the tables. The air thickened with static electricity, making Maya's skin prickle. Adrian stepped towards the structure despite himself. I'm not waiting anymore. Vance grabbed his shoulder. Don't touch it again. Adrian shook him off. We need to understand. Understanding won't help when it rips us off this planet, Maya snapped. The screen showed it happening. Tokyo salaryman, abandoned cars, walking towards the glowing subway fixtures. Cairo, crowds streaming towards ancient sites now blazing blue. In London, people climbing barricades around a construction site where buried structures' lights pierced the concrete. Vance pulled up a final overlay. Energy flow projections. Lines converged from all sites towards a central nexus point. Maya squinted at the coordinates. Where's that? Vance's face went pale. Here! Adrian turned sharply. Your facility? Built on top of it, Vance confirmed. Primary extraction node. The structure's symbol flared brilliant white. The chamber floor buckled slightly beneath their feet. Maya stumbled into Adrian. We need to move! Now! Vance grabbed a tablet from the console, already keying emergency overrides. Surface access is 2 levels up. Elevators compromised. Stairs? Adrian said. They ran. The facility screamed around them. Alarms overlapping. Red lights pulsing. Walls vibrating like living things. Behind them, the structure's glow burned through the closing door, casting their shadows along a disordered down the hallway.